Earth 2020. Society is in ruins, and a virus runs rampant among the world's humble citizens. They are lost. In these dark times, three wayward nerds cross paths at the House of India and realize they are destined to be friends. And so they did. This is their story. The story of The Side Quest.
Welcome back to the Side Quest Podcast. My name is Luke.
I'm BJ.
I'm Matt.
I'm going to hijack real quick.
Go for it. Pop off, King.
I want to talk.
Also,
oh, you know what? Actually, you're right.
89% of you. We're down from 96. 89% of you are not subscribed. Progress. Yeah, we're working. This is forward progress, so we appreciate it. You know, we're putting out Let's Plays, interviews.
I think the Let's Plays helped with that a little bit.
Yeah, if you like the Let's Plays, let me know. If you
We've got plenty more coming.
Yeah, if there's a specific game you want to play, we'll probably not play it, but you know.
But who knows? Possibly.
Yeah.
The chance is now higher.
We just recorded RE4. That's coming. We did like the first half of the game, so we got
It's like 4 hours, and
Yeah.
what was great is it also was like 70 gigs.
Yeah.
As opposed to
We've got
inscription in 4K, which broke the computer.
We've got that. We've got we'll finish Sonic Adventure 2 at some point, but we have that.
Yeah.
We have the whole Dark story though.
Yeah.
That's a series in itself.
Yeah.
Which we can do that, and then we can do the light story, and then just throw in the final chapter.
Final chapter is easy to get through.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for watching.
Big shout out to everybody. But I have been I'm still kind of doing Expedition 33, but I'm like in that zen of like the final boss is right there. I don't want it to end. Because I know if I beat the final boss, I can go do the extra stuff, but like I'm going to be less motivated to do it. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm trying to do as much of the shit that I can around the map, do whatever I can, unlock extra stuff, new outfits, super bosses, that whole thing. And in between doing that, you know, with us talking about Metal Gear all the time, I was like, you know what? I do want to like refresh, go through, because
and then you've been texting us about how awful.
Oh no, it's not. Well, it's not awful.
That's how we couldn't do any other Let's Plays.
We probably couldn't because of how much of it is like
just sitting there listening to
dialogue. Like, but
become that boy.
Big stretch.
For me in Metal Gear, I have played through 3, 5, and Revengeance all the way through. I've started multiple of them, but those are the ones I've played and beaten. And I decided, you know, for the Metal Gear podcast, I think it'd be really fun to have more knowledge just for me. That I'm like, I want to like actually like play through these games so I can like vividly picture what BJ is talking about and go from there. Hello, Lance. But so I decided, I just said, fuck it, picked up the Metal Gear HD, the Master Collection. Yeah. I was like, I'm going to start playing those. And I played through the original Metal Gear 1 and 2.
That's HD remastered?
Well, they're just ports of the MSX, like the old 8-bit classic thing. And those are just that. So I played through those like an hour, beat them both. They're short games. But that was fun because it was really funny going to the thing and seeing in that boss room is I'm Big Boss, and I'm like, no, Venom, and then killing him because that's where he dies. Not even in Glorious HD. He's a little pixel that you just pop and then he's gone. And after playing 5, you're like, that's sad, but you're like, whatever. And you move on. You go to 2, and you're like, actually, I'm Big Boss, and you're like, all right, cool, whatever. And his remains get taken by the government. And that's the end of that. And then you play Metal Gear Solid, which is the one I've been playing mostly for the past like week.
And that's with Solid Snake.
Yeah, which the first 2 are also Solid Snake. Solid Snake is the protagonist for most of them, except for 3.
But that's not Big Boss.
No,
he's the clone of Big Boss.
Yes,
just like
Luke and Venom is not
actually, no. That's why Venom's the cool one.
He's not a clone.
Yeah, because he's not a genetic clone. He just got facial reconstruction.
Yeah,
so he's also like he's that guy.
He is canonically Venom is like the behind Big Boss, the best soldier they had.
He was his number 1 soldier,
and he's also a fucking field medic. So he's probably got one up on Big Boss because of that. But anyway.
But yeah, again, like hearing all this, I go like, Venom really is that guy.
That guy who just gets popped by Solid, the clone.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, Solid Snake is that guy too.
Well,
like
but because of the genetic.
No. That's the whole point
That's
of
the whole
Solid
point
Snake.
of
It
Solid
has
1.
nothing to do with genetics. You are your own person. The genetics don't mean shit. Because Solid is who he is despite that. Because Liquid, who is the other clone, is so into his genetics, but he loses still.
Because Liquid has the dominant genes and Solid has the recessive ones, and he still kills them.
Okay.
Yeah. But Metal Gear Solid 1, despite being a PS1 game, and again, it's like a port. It's not like Twin Snakes the remake or an HD upres. It's a PS1 game through and through. Still holds up in a lot of areas. Like genuinely a good game to play. It's got there are some things like there's one mission where they force you up a long flight of stairs, being consistently bombarded by enemies, and it's not a good shooter. Because again, you're thinking of a PS1, which is just a D-pad and 4 buttons. So you're like, that's annoying. But the stealth is really good because I read this and I don't know if it's 100% true or not. But Metal Gear was the first game with like vision cones. Mm-hmm. So like on the map, you see where they're looking and you can run around there. Where you step is also important because there'll be puddles of water, a grate of metal, whatever. A lot of the stealth is really good. The boss fights are genuinely good.
Speaking of, can I take over for a second?
Go right ahead.
2 things. Did you see the reel I sent you of the little toy that climbs up the ladder? And I said that to BJ. I was like, this is a Metal Gear, and it's funny to me. He goes, you don't even know why it's funny. I go, and I was like, yeah, but I still can respect where it's from. And I sent it to Cody. He goes, you don't even know. And I was like, but I know enough.
I know a little
Shout out
bit.
to Cody for calling that out.
Yeah,
He deserves it.
Yeah, he was like, you don't even know what that's from. And I was like, yeah, but it's so funny.
But it plays the song.
Yeah, it plays
the
the
dog
song, and it's Snake, so it's cool. And but yeah, so I think it's funny that Cody does know that I've only played 5 in Revengeance.
Me and Cody talked about it at length when he was here.
That's awesome. Yeah, that was awesome having Cody in town, especially like never meeting the guy in person.
Yeah,
and I was like, hey, come spend the day with us, and he was like, okay.
Yeah, just totally down. Great guy.
Yeah, shout out to Cody.
But
also watches our Let's Plays.
Yeah,
which makes him doubly chill.
Yeah, doubly chill. I was. I know what you're gonna say.
You know what else is doubly chill? Dubby.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, and you know what's even triply chill? Getting 10% off if you use code TakeItSleazy at checkout.
You know what's even quadruply chill?
Whoa.
Jitterless Energy from Coffee Bean Extract.
Ooh,
which
that's
Dubby
right.
has.
That's right.
Go get yourself some Dubby. They have some banger flavors.
Yeah. I mean, unless you have a heart condition, it's...
And I do.
And he still does it. Don't do it either.
Don't, but if you don't have a heart condition, it really keeps you up. It's great.
Genuinely some good shit.
Yeah, but what I was kind of wanting to take over, because I was thinking we haven't done a tiered or like any sort of list podcast in a while, and I think we should just for some good conversation. But you were talking about the stealth, and I was thinking we could just talk about it right now. What are some of your favorite like stealth games or games that had really good stealth mechanics? Because I mean, what comes to mind immediately
Hitman is on there.
is Hitman.
Yeah.
Hitman is like I feel like top, like it's one of the bigger names in the game of stealth games.
This is gonna sound ridiculous because it's not even meant to be played this way, but Far Cry 5 is one of the best stealth games to me of all time.
I mean, that has a great stealth mechanic. I do think it's a little, I mean, those Far Cry games are so much fun to do stealth in, even though what's interesting is like it has the same good stealth mechanic that Skyrim does, even though it's not supposed to be a stealth game.
Yeah.
You just go, I can just
be stealthy.
I can just be stealthy with my bow and take people out, and that's really enjoyable.
I was going to say
it's not a stealth game.
I was going to say,
but you also have the silence weapons, which lend to that too.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, I would put Skyrim in there if in at least experiences for me, because like running around and taking out an entire fortress of people.
With
nothing but my daggers and bows is dope as hell.
It's dope as hell, and I would say there's a little more credence to it having stealth being a larger part of the game, especially when you have factions like the Dark Brotherhood and the Thieves Guild. Like, having quest lines that are about being roguish and assassinations and stuff like that. You're like
it's an entire play style you can fully divest into and make that how you play the game.
It's not like you're playing like Dragon's Dogma 2 or like, and like
where it's like you can be a rogue, but that just means you're faster with 2 daggers. Like that's it.
Yeah, exactly. You're not. It's not like this whole thing is about you being
like you could be a thief. What does that mean? You're faster.
Yeah, like no, you're like you live in the shadows and you're stealing and
shout out to Oblivion for like their Thieves Guild quests, because you have to go through tiers of them before you get like story ones.
Yeah,
are literally just fence this much in gold, and I'm like sick. So it literally turns into I'm gonna stake this place out, see when they come and go, break in, lock pick, stealth my way through, steal all the shit and dip. A really good stealth experience for that one.
Well, like so with Far Cry though is I do think how they kind of make the stealth not like easy mode, but it tends to be something that's easy to do too, not only because you don't raise the alarm and all that kind of stuff, but like how they do what is it, like the technical term is like the indicator, what's like the vision,
like alert level
is they literally show you the direction and then how much of it, and it's like very much like it's almost impossible to get caught
because you know exactly when, and
you're like, so that makes it extremely easy. The one with that's I think like Hitman, it's a little bit less where they'll show like a bar somewhere, but you're like like, who the fuck sees me?
Well, the thing is,
somebody's sees me.
Robbing me right now.
And then there's that like static sound that gets bigger and bigger.
Well, you also have like alert levels that aren't just oh never mind. It's like, hey, someone's dead and the body's found. Now the guards are on alert because there's a dead guy. That doesn't go away because guess he
that's
left.
The same thing.
It's like the thing
Metal Gear 5. It's like you can
they
go
found
into,
a body and now they're all high alert.
Different levels to there's like one that's like an alert level where they're like something wrong, resources are missing,
where they're just like on edge, and then there's like searching,
then there's like someone's been killed or we heard gunfire. Now they're like actively searching and like pressed up against corners and stuff like that, and then there's like we know where he is and they're actively running at you. There's definitely levels to that. I mean,
big shout out too to the Arkham games. Like that
was the next one I was going to bring up.
Like they're action games because Batman, but you get both of like the stealth aspect of like taking out guys, trying to get them, and again their alert level where fuck that guy's done, and you see their heart rate higher, and they start getting crazier where they'll look up at gargoyles and shoot them to be like, fuck, is he there?
Yeah,
shit.
They'll take away your options when they know you've taken people out.
So 100%. Like that adds more to like get it done quicker, and instead of just like sit in the same spot.
That's my biggest gripe with Spider-Man is that you can start a stealth segment, and the stealth is really good in that game, but they never let you continue it because it's like, Spider-Man is just around. Everybody know where he is automatically.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and then it's just like, especially when you're taking over the bases, it just goes, you're not stealth anymore. Now you get the waves. It goes, all right, wave 2.
Yeah. Miles Morales.
I would love to be able to go through a whole base.
You can only do the first wave stealth. You can't even do the other
waves.
They
automatically...
Yeah, even if you take out everyone perfectly in stealth, it goes, you cleared everybody, wave 2, and now they know where you are.
Miles, if I remember correctly, I think Miles Morales did this a lot better, and I think 2 does it better, where it's like, if you can knock them out stealthily, they're not going to send the wave, but if you get caught, it's like, well fuck you.
The other thing they're kind of dumb, though, is like
what about the Mary Jane stealth segment?
No, we're not even talking about that. But like, I didn't think, even though like the cosmetics for the suits is great, having that many cosmetics.
Yeah.
But having them try to come up with gimmicks for each one, I was like, 5 of them are good at most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like a couple of them have to do with stealth, and I was like, but stealth is so not a part of this game.
Yeah, they deprioritize it so heavily.
Yeah. Am I wrong? Don't you level them up and can just take them from the suits, or am I?
Yeah, you can grab the suit power and just put it on wherever you want.
Yes,
which is great. Yeah, because
I just have to unlock or build it.
I did that for
unlock it and then build it.
I did that for a lot, for like some stealth stuff for things, and then like at the end of the game though, I just pretty much became like all my punches do more damage and give me more health and do it like
I realized that the first one is one of the best ones.
I used it for a lot of the whole
game. It just gives you more of your special abilities, so you could do more of the instant takedowns, and with your special ability, you could use that to instantly heal. So it's like, I can heal faster, and
is it the first suit he starts with or the advanced suit he makes? Like the box art
advanced suit gives him his basically Marvel Rivals ult, where he just does a bunch of webs around, which is also very good if you're in a fight because you can just web up big enemies immediately.
The one I tried doing was the one from Avengers with the
I didn't like the.
No, I hated it at first because I was like, oh, this does a bunch of extra damage, but I realized that I only want to do the instant takedowns.
Yeah.
And because with the certain upgrades, you could chain 3 of them together, and it's like, oh. When I unlock 1, I can chain 3 of them together. That's 3 instant.
3 people out of the picture immediately.
Well, and if I build up my meter faster with my ult, and my ult just fully charges it, it's like, oh, I can just do it 9 more times and just take out everybody.
That's still some of the best thing. Like, I like Spider-Man, but I still think I would prefer Arkham Knight's combat over Spider-Man's because of how fluid the free flow is for that. Like Batman, like you see that combo multiplier go up constantly, and you're just like, bam, like especially the multi takedowns where like there's 3 people there and you hit it and he just fucking rips all 3 of them without a bar or anything.
Kind of through us talking, because I'm definitely a verbal processor, which is kind of why I was just like, let's just talk about this random topic. But was what I think why a big part of that Hitman is on top for stealth game is they found the formula, and with like each new game you're like, oh, what's the new gimmick, what's the new story? It's like, no, each one is the exact same thing, but now we have bigger maps with more options of how to kill somebody, and then it's like all it is, which is I think one of the only times I think that like season pass is smart, and it was for this game. It's like, yeah, you're just gonna buy this base game, and then they're gonna come out with more and more maps for you to do, and then you can pay for it.
Well, that's also why I like the idea of like, again, like I don't like the World of Assassination. Like we were talking, oh, it's free. Never mind, buy the rest.
Yeah.
But like the fact that World of Assassination is what, $60, and it's 3 games, 3 full complete games, and then they'll still add like what they're doing, like one for some famous actor is like the current contract.
So it's like where, but it's like I don't need some crazy new story, even though they add a somewhat of a storyline.
Yeah.
But they're like, oh, you have to kill this person. It's like, I love it. All I want is new location, big map where I have a bunch of objectives and I have a bunch of unique ways to kill people.
The story is the avenue to get to the killing. Like they're like, just as long as it makes enough sense for you to be here and kill that guy, that's all we need.
All I want is just new maps, and that's what every game is, and all the new the DLC stuff now.
My number 1 with stealth has always, it will probably always be The Last of Us, just because like the listening system is so good. In 2, they added so much shit, like the dogs can smell you and just follow you no matter if you're in tall grass or whatever. Well, then,
I mean, with 2 the combat just got overhauled, because then you could grab people and use them as body shields.
I mean, like hiding underneath cars and like literally being able to like grab their feet, yank them down, stab them,
or shoot people's feet and have them fall and then shoot
headshot.
Yeah, love that shit.
Genuinely great.
I mean, well, to be fair though, it's like that game. Its whole thing is about making sounds and being quiet to avoid zombies. But then when you're facing off people, you use your same skills against the zombies to eliminate.
Yeah, and the biggest and best boss fights in The Last of Us are all stealth versus stealth.
Yeah,
which I love as well.
Yeah, so like, I mean, yeah, insane.
I think it's funny, despite the namesake. I really don't think any of the AC games are good at stealth except for Unity.
Wild,
because that one was the almost Hitman style of there's your target, do it, figure it out, and they just let you use the environment to the thing. Whereas beforehand,
but
it's
half the time it's just like, oh, you have to follow them. And then you then you find 2 people and you go.
That's what I'm saying. Like the old ACs were like stealth kinda, and
I mean, it was still an action
game,
but
it's mostly run away.
Yeah, like it's kill the guy and book it and parkour away. Whereas Unity was straight up like your target is in this building. You have like 5 different ways to enter. You have so many different contraptions. It was borderline Hitman, like the black box kill missions, where it was like, oh wow, this is what AC should have been since 1. Whereas,
weirdly enough, I think the PSP one has some really good stealth levels.
I think they just got to because Assassin's Creed 3 fucked stealth. Like Connor is just a fucking tank.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take on redcoats by myself.
Yeah, he's gonna jump over the wall of a fucking fort and just start fighting.
Like, and same with like Edward. It's like, oh yeah, stealth, or I could just beam a pirate ship. Like Unity was the only one, and it's really funny because like what the fuck. Then you go to like Hitman doing way better than what they could do. Yeah, I don't know. Like probably Unity's the only good stealth one. Everything else is like, I mean, you can crouch. and hide in grass.
What I've really enjoyed about Metal Gear with the stealth is like the whole thing is mostly like you can do it where you just pick off people one by one, but where the challenge is you like I have like 8 guys that I need to get in like 10 seconds. And when you combining like your lethal weapons with your non-lethals, so you'll like shoot a guy not in the head to instantly sleep him, but you'll shoot him in like the leg, so it takes a little bit. You shoot another guy in the leg, you run around, you wait for the first guy to drop, then you dome the other guy, and then all of a sudden you're like, yeah, you just cleared 8 guys and nobody
fucking knows.
Yeah, I mean, the other good one, another good game, again, like you were saying, like the Arkham series, which is an action game but has good stealth or fun stealth, is the Shadow of War and Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah.
Those are very good.
same, not same studio, but same vibe of like, yeah, it's got the same combat, but you can just like arguably better AC combat, which is climb up, parkour around, jump down, stab.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the mainstay of the game, but like,
again, viable option
to clear out a bit until you have to do the normal.
Yeah, like fight
fighting.
a boss. Yeah,
but
it's a way to
Zero
thin the
Dawn,
ranks.
I'd put in that same vein as well. It's got really fun stealth when you're taking out the bases. You just can't use it against the animals too often.
Yeah, because in Shadow of War, like you could do all the stuff where you can fire the bow, then teleport to where the bow is and instantly kill them. That, and then you slow down time and do it again, and you can change. Dude, so sick.
Yeah, genuinely.
And then you can do the what's the technical term? Like it's the finisher.
Yeah.
Where you sweep the legs and then just stab them right in the chest. Oh, so good. I love it when games do the little slow mo like finisher stuff. So good.
Yeah. Big shout out to, I think a good staple of a stealth like that is Dishonored, where you can go through the whole game non-lethal. So you don't have to kill a single soul.
Yeah,
you can,
I mean,
incapacitate, do whatever.
Is definitely like
I mean, and to be fair, you can also
I think
say
it's a stealth game.
It is, but you can also say, fuck it, high chaos, kill everybody.
People that are really good at Dishonored are insane to watch.
Yeah, dude.
It's the same vibe, and isn't it? Correct me if I'm wrong. The people that do Payday, did they do Dishonored? Well,
yeah,
the
same kind of vibe though. Yeah,
same vibes where you'll see like in Dishonored them throw a knife in a corner, distract a guard, then they'll go do a bunch of, which is the same thing as Payday. Have you seen speedruns for Payday? Insane. They'll like throw something in a corner, run, do a bunch of things, pop a guy in the head, run over here, go there, go to the first guy that they distracted, kill him, and you're like, they've done 12 different things.
Yeah.
I saw this clip on Instagram or something where this guy, he was playing like that first level in Dishonored, the first stealth mission, and he starts by throwing a knife into the air. He runs through, kills everyone, goes back out front after the objective's complete, and then the knife falls and kills a guy.
Yeah.
Crazy shit.
Yeah, same thing.
Especially once you start unlocking all the powers. Like
vibes.
Dishonored 2 is probably, I would put up there, and because both Emily and Corvo play differently. Yeah. Where like Emily has like way more magic, like kind of time altering powers, whereas Corvo has the standard stealth. But both can be used for like fucking crazy shit. Because like Corvo can just like throw a knife, distract, teleport right behind the guy, stab him, and then because you have a thing, he disintegrates into dust, so he's not gonna get seen again. You can then like turn invisible, like shadow sneak through things, like summon rats to eat a guy. Like so many powers assigned to that like, oh, this is so good. And like, do you want like lethal darts, sleep darts, berserk darts to get the guy going crazy? Like, there's so much to deal with in that game that I love. I would put Dishonored 2 up there for sure.
And I actually think that it is a stealth game, but the Tomb Raider games.
Yeah, they can be for sure. Especially Shadow.
I think they are, because like there's not a lot, like unless it's like pressed upon you as a part of the mission where you're like actively trying to shoot people and everyone's coming at you. Like the goal is like, no, you got to take out everybody like one by one. That's really the goal.
I would give Shadow more stealth, because I do think Tomb Raider and then Rise are a lot more action adventure.
Actually,
Shadow is a lot more of the stealth.
And Rise
has it. I think it was a good balance between the two, because Tomb Raider 2013 was just like, hey, action adventure.
Yeah, big spectacle.
Yeah. A lot of stuff.
Look at us, Uncharted.
Rise gives you a lot more areas to do some stealth, but it is still a lot more set pieces and things like that. Shadow fully said, figure that shit out. You do you.
Yeah.
They'll have a couple like, oh, for the story, there's a set piece here, but there's a lot more. It's like, you got to get into that thing, Laura. And she's like, dope. I'm going to kill everybody in this building without being seen. Because you can. Like, Shadow 100% more so than the other two.
In Rise, they add like a mechanic with mud. because you can like there'll be a part of the story where all of the guys what's the organization not Umbrella.
Umbrella.
It's
they're in everything.
Not Constantine. It's I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember.
But Eden. No, that's never mind. But they there's a part where they have like heat, like IR infrared,
thermal shit.
Yeah, like thermal
roll around in some
thermal.
mud.
And you have to like go into mud, put mud on yourself, and then you can like blend into walls with like ivy and like moss and stuff. Very cool. Yeah, but the Rise is or Shadow. Yeah,
Shadow's
unbelievable
borderline
stealth.
Yeah, like they literally were looking at like Hitman and the others and go like, yeah, do that
because that's also like you can chain stuff together insanely well because you can like throw a bottle, break it, distract somebody, shoot somebody up, then pull them up,
string them up into
a tree, then like run over, stab somebody in the neck. Yeah, insane stuff.
I love that move. Like way back in the day when I played AC3 for the first time, getting the rope dart and doing that to somebody, I don't care how like but it breaks the I don't care. Stabbing a dude and stringing them up on the tree is the fucking most badass thing ever. Especially because in AC3 they see that and Connor's standing there. The guys will be like, oh fuck, and start backing up. Because fucking 6'6" tall Native American dude with a fucking tomahawk just strung up your buddy there. And then even with Lara Croft, she's like covered in blood or oil, whatever she's in. You just see her fucking dudes hanging there just like choking and grasping, and she's just got a fucking knife.
I've said this before,
but I'm out.
One of my favorite strong female protagonists.
Oh yeah, especially that trilogy of games.
Oh
for
my
sure.
gosh,
we should do a tier list of video game women.
We really should.
Yeah,
it would be hot, but like a hot take. It'd be so hot. Oh, we're gonna be all bricked up.
I don't think it'd be I don't think it'd be that much of a hot take because I think like I think genuinely a lot of the ones we would say would be like, yeah, no, that makes sense.
It would mostly just be power scaling them against each other.
I mean, at that point, like what Aerith be at the very top.
No,
the shit she can do. Well, to be fair, she did die from Sephiroth.
Yeah, she just got poked in the back.
That's fair. You're right.
And she died.
No, but I think that Lara Croft in the video games is a
genuinely great character,
well written, strong female that I will back any day of the week.
Yeah. It's why I didn't like the Netflix show as much because she wasn't written well.
Dude, she was such a bitch.
And it was
to Jonah.
non-mystical.
Yeah.
It was all based off of science, and I was like, the whole point.
I like the mystical shit.
The whole point is we think it's science. It's ghosts.
Yeah, it's ghosts. It's powers from this crazy
and Laura,
old.
Laura is objectively the right when she goes, let's not fuck with it. Put it back where it belongs, so we don't bring the shit out. And it's like, yeah, actually,
well, it's her thing is like Trinity. She's like, we can't let Trinity get it. And then she's like, actually, it probably belongs in the hand of its people.
Yeah. Maybe these people who know what they're doing with this stuff should keep it.
Because it's like, it's a little bit, not conflicting, but it goes a little bit against of what the Indiana Jones is like. Indiana Jones, it belongs in a museum. And he goes, no, it really belongs with the indigenous people.
Yeah, it belongs to the people that own it, actually.
Yeah, Indy is 100% going, God, I want that in the college I work at. That'd be so fucking sick.
It belongs in a museum.
Well, that first mission in Indiana Jones where you're like looking at all the stuff, it's like, damn, Indy, how much of this have you taken
clearly
from
it's
it?
working. Remember in the first one where the girl in the front row blinks and it says like "fuck me" on her eyes? It doesn't really, but like
basically,
it says something on her eyelids that like, and she just goes, and he looks at her like, whoa. And he's like, I don't see you after class.
That ruins him because that's why he does it. He's like, I'm going to go steal this shit. I'm going to put it in my own personal trophy room at the college I work at.
Bitches are
and now I'm going to get so much co-ed pussy.
Alpha shit.
Yeah. I'm going to dungeon dive into these dangerous fucking tombs, almost get blasted by a boulder, get possessed by a demon blood ritual thing, all for some banging pussy.
Yep.
Indiana Jones is the goat.
Were we just talking about Indiana Jones? No, I was talking to it with my cousin, and we said, he was like, the funny thing about, because we were talking about which movie we liked the most, and I said, as an adult, I've actually come to like Temple of Doom a lot more, because as a kid, it kind of scared me.
Yeah, I mean, it was genuinely terrifying.
Temple of Doom, though, is I love it now as an adult. To be fair, they're all my favorites, but it's funny, the first one,
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah, Raiders, is technically, if Indiana Jones did nothing
would have happened to the movie.
The same thing would have happened.
Yeah. He didn't need to be there.
The Nazis still would have gotten the Ark, brought it to the same place, and all died.
Just Indy would have had to run away. Yeah.
That's true. Maybe if Indy didn't interfere, it might have even gone better for the world. Because then they're like, Hitler, we got the Ark of the Covenant. Come check this shit out.
Yeah.
And then Hitler.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So Indiana
funny,
Jones, he could. So it's technically his fault that World War. No,
yeah. And we were even saying like, in comparison to how bad the what is the most recent one, the
Dial of Destiny.
In comparison to how bad that one is, Crystal Skull is still fun.
Crystal Skull,
I like Crystal Skull.
I mean, clearly it's
bad
worse
movie, but
than the first three,
but like fun.
Yeah, but like I liked the things they did with it. Even when it came out, like I was a kid, I loved that shit.
Yeah.
I still have like a bottled Dr. Pepper at my parents' house that has Indy and then Shia LaBeouf on it.
Yeah, and then I was talking to my cousin. I was like, and it was insane in Dial of Destiny that they just
He
killed off
screen.
Off screen, they're like, yeah, remember how he died in the war, and that's why our marriage isn't working because we don't know how to deal with this trauma
Like
together.
if you didn't want to, deal with Shia LaBeouf, okay,
Shit.
fair. Just recast him.
Yeah.
Like audiences can deal with a recasted character. That is not that big of a deal. Like I don't know if that was their reason, but I feel like they probably looked at Shia LaBeouf and went, no.
That was some Rise of Skywalker shit they did with that movie.
yeah, awful.
Remember that thing in the last movie
Speaking
that
of-
you didn't like? We did not a thing.
Yeah, it's not a thing anymore. Don't mention it.
Speaking of, and we'll get back to a little bit of more stealth games, but the Indiana Jones game, I liked it, but it just wasn't. I mean, it was purely an adventure game.
Yeah.
Like purely.
Which I guess is kind of the point of capturing Indiana Jones. Like there are stealth moments, kinda, but like it is like 100% like you watch an Indiana Jones movie, it's the adventure. So they had captured that into the video game.
Except
I think,
though,
more.
the issue is like, oh, you gotta like get through space, and it's like to get through it, you gotta defeat this guy, then this guy, then this guy, then this guy. It just felt like, because I mean, I think it probably was how much we played of it, because we didn't even get to any of like the temples or any of it. We were just still in like
just whipping monks.
Yeah, exactly. We were just we're just whipping monks.
We spent like 3 hours just walking around the library and just using the whip because the sound is so comically loud.
They definitely were like,
but yeah, we like played like 3 hours of the game, and we never got to any point where we were other than the intro. But we never got to any point that was like, oh, we're like, you got to figure out this
through
puzzle.
some ruins to try to figure out how to get to this artifact.
And I was like, that's Indy. That's Indy. What he does. And then he takes it to a museum and gets some college poon.
Yeah.
I guess it was that thing of because it is like a 20-some hour game. So I guess they were like, it's because if you watch like the Indiana Jones, like he usually starts off like, oh, what is this thing we got to go find? Oh, it leads us to this temple, and then gets to here.
In some sort of jungle or some in the middle of an adventure that's about to end.
And then you see the end, and then he goes back to college, and he's like, oh, I'm doing my thing.
And then he's like,
oh, let's go on this new adventure.
And then he fights the guy from Resident Evil 4 in the barn.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I want to go back and finish that game because I got further than you guys because I started getting into the puzzles and stuff.
I mean, I'm sure that was the more fun part.
Yeah, well, 100%. But like even then, like the combat even then was a lot more rewarding because by that point they were giving you moments of like, oh, here's like a combat arena of like you could either just punch them all to death or you see that guy's on that scaffolding which you can whip to bring him down and he's gone, but then it'll blow up that thing to push that guy there. So like there's now like puzzle solving in the combat of like, oh, I know how to like quick thinking, I know how to do that, which that definitely comes from their Wolfenstein days of like, all right, combat arena.
Yeah.
You can shoot that, or you can blow that thing up, and it's going to knock those three guys down. But keep shooting, keep gunning. This one is more of, it's Indiana Jones. He's quick thinking. He sees that thing. He's like, use that. Use my whip and pull that down, like that kind of thing. So
there's one mechanic. I'm going to be harking on to Metal Gear Solid 5.
Fair
again, but there's one mechanic that I haven't seen used much in other, I guess, modern stealth games that have guns. But the fact that you as Venom Snake, you can go up to a person with your gun and then they'll like see you and they'll surrender. Yeah. That part is, I think, so
I mean,
baller.
the only game that has done that since is Red Dead 2, right? Where if you put the gun at somebody, they'll be like, whoa. And that's it. And then you can decide what to do with them and be like, hey, go. And they'll be like, fuck, okay,
but
bye.
As a stealth mechanic, it's really fun. You can be like, all right, lower your weapon, get on the ground.
Where are your friends?
Yeah, yes.
Tell me where this thing is.
Yes, and you can interrogate, which you could do in... Interrogation was a feature of the Shadow of War and Shadow of Mordor.
Just to get some, like, map icons and
shit. Map icons, or, like, learn where generals were and stuff like that.
Or, like, oh, what is this general's weakness to? And you're like, all right, got it. Mm-hmm. But, like,
And you're giving him, like, a purple nurple.
Yeah. Metal Gear Solid 5 is definitely, I think, like, a perfect stealth video game. It's just, like... And I personally really love the story. But, like, you can definitely tell of, like, they wanted to do more... and stuff got cut and things like that because it was Kojima and Konami arguing and whatever happened. Because I definitely think Kojima wanted to do more, but at some point Konami was like, no.
Japanese made games that are stealth based?
Like that?
I mean,
Metal
Konami
Gear was like the biggest
Japanese
thing.
company.
Yeah.
I mean, but
Kojima is a little bit special compared to most in Japan because he like is just autistic for military stuff.
Yeah.
And
he also like thinks a lot about America.
Yeah.
Well, he loves cinema, so which American cinema is big, but then also I think he was big on like critiquing because he's a very anti-war person.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the whole point of the whole Metal Gear series is like war kind of sucks, doesn't it? Look at government conspiracies, look at all this. And like half of his games ended up kind of, even Death Stranding to an extent, all kind of go, wouldn't it be crazy if this happened? And then like later you get like years later it's like, oh yeah, the Russian nuclear thing to this. And you're like, that happened in Metal Gear 1.
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck. Like, yeah, he's the weird, he is the odd man out even in Japan. But like, because
I'm trying to think of any more stealth games or like
stealth is a genre that clearly kind of blew up in like the West. Stalker and Metro kind of do it too, in the same way, but like not as good as others.
I mean, like I would say, like because we talked about Skyrim. I mean, there's clearly stealth in Fallout, at least like Fallout.
Not nearly.
That's kind of the problem, though.
In like from New Vegas.
Well,
to,
3 to 4, yeah.
3 to 4.
3
so
New Vegas 4, yeah.
4. I mean, and clearly you can do like they give you at least in 4. They give you the ability to do stealth builds.
Yeah,
because
3 in New Vegas,
silence weapons do this much sneak attack damage, which is just a copy and paste of the attributes from Skyrim.
Getting a silence weapon or like a weapon that's stealthy in Fallout is a lot harder, unless you're using like a fucking knife. Because like all your guns are guns. Like was there a silence weapon in 3? Or
there's a silenced 9mm, I think.
Yeah,
and then they bring back the same one in 4, which is like you have to find it though. Badass. Badass.
At least
gun.
in New Vegas, you could craft it
immediately.
Yeah.
That was the thing. New Vegas had.
I know you can put silencers on
everything in 4.
On everything in 4, except for
Fat Mans and shit. Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say laser weapons or like other like the
you can
gamos.
you can put a compressor on them. Well, it's not a silencer, so I guess it's different.
That just
it's more like a muzzle brake, focuser kind of thing.
Yeah, but like
the problem with stealth games now is that we're at a point with game development where you can do so much in a single game that I don't think we'll ever get a core stealth game again. Just because
other than the next Hitman.
Right, but why do that when you could incorporate it's stealth, but also we can do action just with the same mechanics.
Yeah, I mean it's true. I like because I mean
what you said is basically
it feels like I like the one I think I've been liking play. I mean I've always liked games where it feels like stealth is like a primary thing that I can play as, and then chaotic or action is like another option. So it's like Far Cry, I play stealthily. That's just how I play the game. And then Metal Gear, you can do as chaotic as you want. I mean, you can call in airstrikes, helicopters. You can do whatever the fuck you want in that game. But it's really like you'll get a less score, and
it's way more satisfying.
And it's way more satisfying. I mean, the same in Hitman. You could just kill everybody, but
you can go in like a John Wick level, just like bang, bang, bang.
Everyone's gonna be running away, but it's the thing of like it's geared towards that, and it's like it's okay if you have the other things, but it feels like we're now getting into the age where it's like action with options for stealth, not stealth with options of chaotic action.
The thing, like Skyrim and like Bethesda games are different in that they give you roles you can play in an RPG, so that helps in that regard. But like
like a path you can take.
But like
a personal character path.
Hitman is harder to do when you go all in action.
Very much.
Whereas
harder.
the point is like disguise yourself, walk around, do things, hide bodies. Like it's built for stealth.
Prep kills.
Yeah.
Like set stuff up.
Yeah,
to,
set
like,
traps and shit.
Yeah.
Like honestly, the biggest like it's gotten better in like the newer AC games, but like Valhalla is probably the biggest example of what you just said of like it's a game trying to be for everybody. And because of that,
Master of None.
all of its like mechanics are like ankle deep in water. Like you're like, I can't really get into it because like the stealth is like, yeah, you can one shot everybody and stealth the whole thing, but nobody paths crazily because it'll also be a combat arena too, and like you have to do, and because it's a combat arena, you fight them, but then the combat's not as big as it could be because they want you to also use stealth. So like a lot of these like big AAA games that try to be for everybody, like Horizon Forbidden West is a problem with that. Zero Dawn is way better at the stealth.
Zero Dawn is so much better with
whereas
stealth.
Forbidden West is a prettier game, but like it kind of tries to be as safe as possible.
And it also all takes place in one big open field.
Yeah.
Well, it's hard because, I mean, and I also don't like, if there's some, I would love to see some innovative like studio do something with stealth and just be like, here's a game that feels like an original concept, and I play it and I go, wow, this feels new and like a new experience, not just like a reskin of another stealth game. Like I would want that, but the problem is,
I think we will see that in the next 5 years, but it'll be an indie studio.
Yeah, it's not gonna be AAA. I think honestly,
that's the thing.
I think the era of AAA, because everything AAA is like safe and like sanitized. Because even like look at Starfield. I like Starfield, but like again, inch deep water of it's like wide as an ocean. You're not getting shit. But then you go back to like they made Oblivion like prettier. Oblivion is chock full of like spell making and all this other shit you can do. Like it's way better.
Yeah.
And that was a $50 remake that was done from a side studio, and it trounced Starfield all day. Expedition 33 is like, hey, what if turn-based games are cool again? And they made the best fucking turn-based game in years. $50. Like they're all in, like it's indie and small studios are going to be the ones to get to do crazy shit because they're not the ones being looked at by the investors going, oh fuck, you have to make sure this reaches the widest
passion project.
I mean, the thing is though, it's like I would be happy for a reboot, but I don't think it's going to come of another Shadow of Mordor or War.
That studio is
gone.
Or I mean, here's a more plausible one.
We could have gotten the most banging Wonder Woman game.
A new
that got canceled.
Tomb Raider.
I think that's happening. I just don't know if it's from Crystal.
So like that's exciting there.
007 from the Hitman studio is coming.
Oh yeah,
they're the ones doing the 007
that has
game.
great potential.
Yeah, that's gonna be great.
Stealthy.
That one is probably gonna be the best one to do an action and stealth mix because how much of James Bond is also crazy set piece action.
That's where I feel like it's gonna be like I think
it'll be like
Lara Croft, where there's sections where you're getting chased and overwhelmed, and it's like a cutscene that you're like, oh, they all know, like because of the cutscene.
Yeah.
You have to fight off all these people.
You know, it's gonna be a sick ass car chase in like the most amazing car ever.
They better give us Daniel Craig.
I think it'd be an original Bond. I think.
I don't think so. I think they're gonna face capture Daniel Craig. The silhouette looked just like him too. In that
which is
trailer.
what we want.
I mean, I want that.
That was a fun little era for the side quest going through all
the Craig movies.
Oh my gosh, we love him.
I still, dude, I would put Casino Royale as one of the most perfect movies for me, like an action film. I love Casino Royale so much. Skyfall is an amazing movie.
Skyfall is the best one.
It's the best one. I don't know. I have such a nostalgic love for Casino Royale.
The intro to Spectre, though, is phenomenal with the helicopter, and he's like the Dia de los Muertos, like with the parade and everything.
Yeah.
And he goes to the hotel room. He's like, I'll be back.
I'll be back. Yeah, she's ready to fuck, and he's back in his suit.
Steps out with the little like SMG.
Yeah, onto the balcony.
Oh my gosh! And then the whole building collapses.
Yep.
Badass.
Daniel Craig's Bond is a whole nother level.
It really is. It really is.
I do want to go back because I got bored once and I was like, oh hey, I forgot they like remastered 007 GoldenEye on Xbox. So I replayed that. It makes me want to actually go check out Pierce Brosnan's.
Apparently, Dead Reckoning Part 2 is really good.
Yeah.
Or I guess Final Reckoning.
Yeah. Which makes that Dead Reckoning Part 1 title stupid now. Because it's like, well, Dead Reckoning Part 1. Final Reckoning. I'm like, all right, whatever.
If I had a nickel for every time they changed the name of a Tom Cruise movie after release, I'd have 2 nickels. But it's weird that it happened twice.
Yeah. It's not a lot.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Another good stealth in the same way like you're saying like an option is the Deus Ex RPGs.
Oh,
Deus Ex Human Revolution and Mankind Divided also have some really solid stealth.
I feel like people are like, at least if we were bigger, people would complain about this, but like Splinter Cell,
people complain about the shit we say now.
That's true. Splinter Cell, we have to talk about,
dude.
That was a huge,
absolutely. I only know them by reputation. I've never played one.
Splinter Cell,
literally.
I mean, it's
like the team. So
it was Sam
Fisher.
Sam Fisher with the dude, iconic.
I've played one Splinter Cell game. It was the Xbox one, the original one for that.
Yes,
genuinely one of the best stealth games because like
it's crazy. That's revive that.
Ubisoft hates money.
They've been teasing it for the last 10 years and still not.
Yeah, but then they tease it. It's the same fucking thing. That's like they tease it, and you're like, oh, we're getting new Splinter Cell.
No, he's just
Sam Fisher's in Rainbow Six, and you're like, fuck me.
It's exactly like that.
I'm gonna kill myself
in game.
And so but yeah, like iconic. I mean, again, if they remade it, even if it's
I've been interested in reading the books.
Oh, what's that new game that they showed at the Game Awards? Where it's the woman that's
Perfect Dark.
That
looks like it has some great stealth potential.
That looks awesome.
Genuinely really good. I hope to God it's good.
But the reason that Perfect Dark has that in his bones is because it was made on the same engine as GoldenEye was.
Yeah.
So
it's so funny because there's clearly a team in Ubisoft who wants to make a fucking Splinter Cell game, but they keep getting shafted to other things because like the devs for AC Shadows where they're like, you know what's really cool? The light and like sound mechanics from Splinter Cell. What if we put that in Assassin's Creed? And like shocker, it makes the stealth way better.
All the developers at Ubisoft are just caged beasts. Yep. And they never get to do anything cool.
And it's even worse now because Tencent now put in like billions of dollars to be like, all right, Far Cry, Rainbow Six, and Assassin's Creed, that's it. And I'm like, cool, great.
I mean, if we get a new Black Flag, I'll be okay. But like
when we're getting Black Flag's remake, I'm very worried that it's going to be in the new engine and not a remaster of the old because like the combat in the new games is not that good. So like as much as I think the combat in old Black Flag was not good
I don't want a remake. I want a continuation of his story.
He died.
You know how many people died that can come back to life? It's like people dying in any IP.
But the Assassin's Creed is historically accurate. Shut the fuck up.
In any IP, it is like the easiest thing to bring back.
You know what happened?
Trust me, man. I've read comic books.
Batman's dead, we swear this time.
Do you know how many times Wolverine and Cyclops have died?
Don't worry about it. I read comic books.
Batman died, and then it was like, actually, he went back in time and started a bat cult that caused Barbados to happen. Like, fucking, yeah. No, I do want a Black Flag remake. The problem is that, because one of the biggest issues AC had after Ezio was they didn't give anybody else a sequel. They then said, all right, Connor's here. Edward, Arno, this guy. And it's like, the reason everybody likes Ezio is he got 3 fucking games to be like the GOAT.
You get to see Ezio's whole life journey.
Yeah.
You literally, he is birthed in AC2. You see all his stuff, and then they gave you an animated film where he dies. You literally get to see his entire life.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, no shit, he's one of the best video game protagonists.
We actually, we
care about him.
Drew him out, and we gave him
a full arc.
Like,
and also, he's riding sometimes.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, and dude, I love that is a fucking skin just unlockable. It's like, yeah, you want to play as MGS4 Raiden?
But it's unlockable in the last 5 missions of the game. So once you've done it, it's like...
Well, I think you have to do isn't it the trial missions?
Yeah. The special missions to the menu.
Which is really funny to run around,
Did you bring over 00?
That's been here
for a long time.
I left it here when I brought
Patlabor.
Yeah, it's literally been sitting on that thing for months.
Idiot, dude.
You moved it last night.
I was like, get out of the way.
Dude, did you bring it?
Speaking of last night, I bought us a capture card so we could do Switch and console recording. It works great.
Yeah, so we have way more options.
We did an hour and a half, and we played through Scott Pilgrim. We got through all the X's. Didn't do any side stuff. We just...
Generally a really good beat 'em up.
There's not really side stuff besides the 5 Mr. Chow, which we did.
We unlocked him.
Yeah, I guess I just hadn't unlocked him.
Genuinely a good beat 'em up.
Do you think it's because we did it early instead of the other way around?
It might be, yeah. But also, I figured it would just show up on the menu if I'd done it before on that character select. And it didn't, so...
No.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That'd be a good one to play. That new TMNT beat 'em up. We could play together.
I want to play the Marvel one.
I played I played
one.
it with Carmen.
Great.
Very fun.
Yeah.
Very fun. It was on Game Pass, and I was like, well, this is a 2-second download. Let's just give it a try.
Streets of Rage 4 was also a really good one when it dropped.
Yeah, that was
I
fire.
can't think of too many more stealth games, but looking in our studio at the poster of Blade Runner, I've said before, a Blade Runner game would be really cool, but it would have to be in the style where you're actually like, part of it is you're like solving mysteries, you're looking around places. I mean, it wouldn't be as cool, but I think it would work really well.
AI the Somnium Files.
But doing like
Probably
the same
like
like
an
Disco Elysium style for Blade Runner
Yeah.
would be very cool. You're just a random Blade Runner.
That game exists. I have it.
Really?
Yeah.
A Blade Runner game?
Yep.
What?
Yeah. I'll show it to you after this.
No way.
Yeah.
That's like Disco Elysium?
It's kind of like Disco Elysium.
It's not an action game. It's like a...
No, it's not action.
That's like, I mean, that's kind of...
Yeah.
That, I mean, as much as I like action stuff, and Blade Runner's not that. It's all about the story and...
Probably the closest we're gonna get to Blade Runner is like Cyberpunk and like Deus Ex, where it is like the, fake AI versus mechanical and human and.
But
that
I
kind of
mean,
shit,
and this is also kind of like, I mean, no, it's not. It's the thing that is great about Blade Runner is it's not like, it stands on its own without any action.
Yeah.
Like, that's really what's good about Blade Runner. It's all about the story. It's all about interpersonal relationships, because the whole thing is like...
And it's all philosophical shit, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, and it's interpersonal. You're like, oh, like, they were humans that were made, but does that make them any less human? And it's all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's that all of that, which is what makes it so interesting. And then, yeah, they have cool guns.
I mean,
and
that's...
especially in 2049, you actually get better action sequences that you ever got in the first one, because really the first one you only get at the end when you're at like the guy's apartment.
Yeah, but in that, Deckard is severely like overmatched. Like, he's being overwhelmed heavily.
Yeah, it gets the shit beat out of him.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you can it's small little thing. You can clearly tell Kojima loved Blade Runner because Liquid Snake is just that fucking the what is Remnant? What are they called? Remnant? What are the Replicant? It's just the same guy. They spout off the same shit. Just one is about genes and the other is about humanity. And I'm like, God, you are such a film snob.
Yeah.
I think a good Blade Runner game probably could, because I think part of it would have to be the detective aspect of it.
I'd be fine with them just adapting 2049.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like give us like you like
Give
kinda,
like side quests and different cases you can solve.
or you could
I mean,
have,
again, I think it'd be just cool just being a random Blade Runner of the time.
I mean, you could also do like a lead up to 2049. Here's all the missions Kay did.
Because they've done like 8 billion Alien games.
I mean, really cool. It would have to be, I think it'd have to be thoroughly vetted, the writing through Ripley Scott. Like, but if they did it for the Blackout, which is the whole thing where all the digital records got erased and all that kind of like kind of something around the Blackout, or maybe right after the Blackout.
CD Projekt Red could do it.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
It just would have to be
that's
less action oriented.
But
than than all the CD Projekt Red games.
Yeah, writing wise, they
But
could for sure do
they
it. But
could
like,
so do it.
the problem is at that
they
point,
love source material. They
100%.
fucking love source material. They eat that shit up.
Yeah.
they could do
They
it.
would even. I mean,
They'll
I'm
bring
pretty-
back characters that are in like one page of the Witcher books. And
Yeah.
like, they're in Witcher 3 now.
Yeah, that's right.
literally be like, hey, you know that guy who supposedly died? Nope, not anymore. He's here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fully alive.
And they go, yo, it's crazy. This thing happened, and like I survived by the skin of my teeth. And you're like, awesome. I'm glad you're here. Actually,
Yeah. He's like, I faked my death.
yeah.
And you're like, okay,
I'm like,
faking it.
hell yeah.
I believe it.
Or like Cyberpunk, where it's like Johnny Silverhand is this crazy badass, and you're like, actually,
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's.
I would love a good Blade Runner. You're right. I want a Splinter Cell. Actually,
Dude,
fuck it.
Again, iconic. Again, like until like Assassin's Creed took, or not until like Hitman took over, because they were still making like the old Hitman games were coming out around the time that Splinter Cell games
they
came
were
out.
PS2.
Yeah,
the PS2.
100%.
So it was Snake, Sam, and then Agent 47.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then Hitman just popped off. But like, and then they just
do you remember at the time, because I forgot this was a thing, but like Hitman was kind of dead for a while until Square bought Crystal Dynamics and Iodos, and that's when we got Tomb Raider 2013, Hitman Absolution, a Thief game again, and Deus Ex Deus Ex Human Revolution. They just revived all those franchises after like being dormant for at minimum like 3 years or more. They're like, let's do more. Yeah. And yeah, the Thief remake was not that good, but OG Thief games I keep hearing are like some of the best like stealth RPGs ever.
I've heard the same thing.
Yeah, but the new one was okay. I got it because I was like, oh, if you like Dishonored, you'll like this. And
it's just it's weird. Like, I mean, I think again, I love stealth games so much, and it would be so much fun to see them come out of different IPs, like
or like make a legit.
I would love to see someone make a Star Wars.
That's what I was just about to say. A Star Wars stealth game about some random person on Coruscant.
Crazy that we almost got that with 1313.
Yeah, Luthen. That's right. Or just like something like that is just like so easy. And like, sure, there's obviously effort required in the writing and like developing cool game mechanics and stuff like that. But in
a sci-fi universe like that, just like, oh, this is a thing that does whatever we want to do.
It makes me hate Outlaws even more because one of the devs like came out and showed us like the early concepts of Outlaws. Again, same character, same thing. It was darker, more stealth oriented, but apparently higher ups were like, no, it's got to have action and fun because it's going to sell a lot. And they're like, okay, fine. And they made Outlaws. Yeah, it didn't sell dick. Which neither did their fucking Avatar game, which was just Far Cry in space. But yeah,
it truly ended up not being the Jedi Survivor.
Yeah.
That's what's so funny to me is that like out of Star Wars, the only things that have like been a massive success game wise have been those games.
At least since the Disney acquisition, yes.
Yeah, well, yeah, since Disney, because both Battlefronts, which granted they're doing better now. Battlefront 2 is doing good now.
We're really trying to get Battlefront 3. We should talk about that.
Battlefront 2 had
hit its all-time player peak.
300,000 concurrent players.
Yeah. It hit its peak. Since launch, like last week.
Yeah.
Which apparently was a mix of people wanting Battlefront 3.
I think it was on May 25th was when like everyone jumped back in.
Yeah, it was apparently like a mix of people loved Andor and wanted more Star Wars content, and then some people started playing Battlefront and go, you know what? Where's 3 actually?
Dude,
and
Battlefront is one of the best looking games.
Dude, the fucking DICE engine in an FPS. In an FPS is one of the best looking engines ever.
Looked incredible when it came. I couldn't believe it was running on my PS4.
Yeah.
No. But then this new one, like on the PC with like, and this is before ray tracing even happened.
Yeah.
And the lighting effects.
Lighting still were crazy. I mean,
unbelievable.
What
they should have it to where when you turn on ray tracing, it just highlights Ray on the map.
She's the actual outline now.
Yeah, turn on ray tracing.
That'd be the best April Fool's update. Just be like ray tracing. It's like everybody playing Ray. There she is.
That'd be awesome.
No, the Frostbite engine, like for FPSs, I think when it comes to FPS engines, the Doom engine and then Frostbite are like the two best. Everything else is like it's fine, but like Battlefront. One of the best looking video games I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I still hate EA for going, everything has to be in this engine now. And then Respawn going, what's
so
fuck
interesting
you.
is like the guys.
Wasn't Frostbite also Titanfall too? Because there's EA. Didn't they use it too? Or was that another one?
I think it was. No.
It was on one of the Battlefronts, I know.
No, it wasn't. Respawn didn't use
it. Because I know there was a while where, because EA didn't want to pay. EA didn't want to pay for.
Did a different thing.
Because I know for
nothing was destructible.
Well, I mean, nothing was destructible in fucking Dragon Age Inquisition, yet they were like, you have to have the Frostbite engine for that and Mass Effect, and it was like, this is not made for RPGs. Why? They're like, because we don't want to pay the money for another engine. I fucking hate EA.
The finals, which was made from a team that
Battlefield devs.
All Battlefield devs. They just did their own version of the
like fuck it, battle royale with destructible shit.
Of the DICE engine, where they're like, everything's destructible, like, and this whole thing is about like almost all like half of the things that you like utility stuff, like your tools that you have, is about just destroying buildings and stuff like that. And
fun. You're hiding in a building to get away from me? Nope.
But it's crazy with a game like Battlefront 2, where it's like that game lives and dies just online. Like, it's a live service kind of thing. They could just update that again and save exponential amounts of money.
The problem is that, remember,
because there's like people there that are still working there that worked on it that are just working on something else.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
It's just so odd to me
see
that's like a thing that like that's the rotation of game devs. Is you go, yep, I worked on this and now we're done. Now I'm moving on to this new thing because
like, case in point, EA Motive made Star Wars Squadrons and they're like, all right, what's your next game? Dead Space.
Squadrons was actually pretty fun.
Squadrons looked great too.
Again,
if you're just into that like flight sim kind of
but
stuff.
it's like you're saying, it's like that team that made Squadrons then did Dead Space remake. They're like, yeah, what's your next project? Do a fucking horror game in a third-person shooter.
Yeah, I got that on Steam like 2 weeks ago because it was on sale for like $2.
Squadrons or remake?
Squadrons.
Hey, I have a Dead Space on.
I got it when it came out on PlayStation, but
I got it through some like EA Play.
I have
which
it
I guess I still pay for, but it's like
I have it on Xbox because it's part of Ultimate. So
that's why I have it. Yeah, Ultimate.
I think I have it on. I think I have Dead Space on Xbox. It was one of those either games with gold before they died, or it was like super on sale.
The original?
No, remake. I think I have that on Xbox. Yeah.
Well, do you think with BJ playing Dead Space, because I think he should play it, even though I've played it and I want to play it again.
I've played the remake over too, so I've been like, or at least
do you think which one do you think we should play for our Let's Play? I know it's such a hard.
It's a really good remake, but like I kind of like silent protagonist Isaac more than he speaks.
I would rather start with the original.
Yeah.
The original's not bad. It's not like
it's not like a school like
it's not like me unable to play RE4 original.
It's genuinely because it's borderline the same game, just Isaac talks. And like, the blood has like ray tracing. That's it.
I want it to feel like it's me the whole time.
Yeah, like genuinely, I think OG Dead Space would be a really.
I mean,
good
the
one.
whole thing. It's like you don't need the graphics when everything's dark.
Yeah.
It was like like Doom 3 still looks pretty good until you turn the lights on. They're like, oh, like it's like it doesn't look that good.
Yeah.
In the dark with a flashlight. Oh shit, that's terrifying.
Well, yeah. So I have Dead Space original on my Xbox. So
I do too. Yeah,
throw that on our.
We have plenty of games between all three of us.
So we literally have infinite
how about this
options
weekend
now.
we do something?
Yeah, I'm off Saturday.
Okay, we're going I'm going bowling Saturday.
But
maybe Friday night.
I think I get off around 4:30 ish. Yeah.
Okay. Do you work Friday?
No, I work Thursday.
Hell yeah, we can do Friday night.
Let's do Friday night.
Yeah,
we'll do Dead Space.
Yeah,
fuck yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah, I might need to sleep. Because I'll get off Friday morning.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't get.
Depends on how I feel.
I was saying, I don't.
Yeah. We'll talk. But
we'll talk. yeah. That'd be. That's. I still. Yeah. I think for sure on the dockets, Dead Space, Astral Chain, are shoo-ins for Let's Plays. Finish RE4. Finish Sonic. And then we could probably. I think we all need to come in with like 3 games each, and then we can narrow those down for like, here's the next one, and just kind of keep going.
Yeah.
Like just all come with something.
Especially when we've been doing it, it's like instead of watching a movie, doing a Let's Play is a lot of fun. So
yeah.
Anything else? Because like I've honestly,
I liked our discussion about
me too.
Stealth games.
I've been playing Kingdom Hearts 3 for the second time ever on my Steam Deck.
Which he showed me how it runs on that bitch. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Good?
No.
Bad. Very bad.
And it's verified. It stutters like a bitch.
Because it just stutters all the time. Even in cutscenes, it stutters.
That's bad. Like he was showing me like, look at them sliding down
this
thing.
That's like a PS2 game?
It's a PS4 game.
Kingdom Hearts 3 was but even still, the Steam Deck can run fucking Wolfenstein perfectly. Yeah. And that's a PS4 game too. Like fucking.
I mean, you can play Cyberpunk on a Steam Deck.
And Cyberpunk runs better than Cage. The Cyberpunk doesn't stutter like that. I was like, damn.
Yeah, so I played it at launch, and now I'm playing it again because this has the DLC, and I fucking hated it, and I was on like a square strike
until
after Cage
remake.
3 until Luke forced me to play Final Fantasy 7 Remake, and then I came off of it. But like I'm seeing all the issues that I had originally, and it's not feeling very good. And with the DLC, they added in like, everybody hated that it wasn't hard enough, so we added in like more options to make it harder. But the problem is the options that they added are just a menu that remove core gameplay features.
Oh, it doesn't just like up health or like have them
yeah.
scale damage or health.
Those are options, but it just takes away full, like, you can't use cure magic, no items. And it's like, fuck it, this just sucks.
Yeah.
Like, fix the game. Don't make me do it.
It's very clear. I think we've said on this podcast before, but it's very clear that Disney had too much of a hand in Kingdom Hearts 3. That they were like, everything has to be perfect. Because, like, I'm pretty sure one of the original ideas was Elsa was going to be like a villain for the Frozen world, because they were going to, like, the evil organization was going to come in and, like, try to force her to the dark side. And it would have been
awesome because Larkstein is the one that goes to the Frozen world.
And it would have been cool, but no, Disney's like, no, we can't have Elsa be bad. That's bad for our brand. And it's like...
Yeah, so what you get in Frozen World is that Sora, Donald, and Goofy are just wandering on the mountain.
And then you fight the ice beast.
Yeah, you fight the big
also the
hulking snowman.
The entirety of the Let It Go song happens as the movie, with the occasional shot of Sora and Goofy going, whoa. That's the Frozen world. It's fucking awful.
It's crazy in contrast.
I know. Carmen and I played it together.
Yeah, that's... Oh, yeah, I forgot you guys went through Kingdom Hearts 3, yeah.
But you contrast, like, how they did Tangled and how they were like, no, you can do whatever the fuck you want with Tangled. We don't care. But if you fuck up Let It Go, we're going to kill you all. Because Tangled is actually fun. The characters are interacting and a part of the story.
Toy Stories is pretty good too.
Toy Stories is incredible and fucking funny.
That one was so much fun.
Buzz Lightyear goes, of course you think that. You're from a video game.
As he stares at the camera.
Yeah.
The worst, honestly, Frozen is bad, but, like, I wish they did more with Big Hero 6.
Like, yeah, that one was very rushed.
Yeah, you can clearly tell it was the end of development for that one, because even all the, like, the final bit of all the Organization 13 boss fights and stuff had more care put into it than fucking Big Hero 6 World. Because that one, you just, like, fight Vanitas and evil Baymax. You're done.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, Toy Story was...
city.
Yeah, because it was, like, a kind of open world area.
Yeah.
Which...
With all, like, the railways that, like...
Yeah. Which didn't really work for me, because I'm like, I don't really like open world Kingdom Hearts. I like the very linear levels that are... made for
the Toy Story open world one was very fun.
Yeah, but, like, it was like a level. Like, it wasn't really like an open world comparatively. Like, it's like, I don't know, like, that felt more directional, whereas Big Hero 6 was just like, do stuff and then you'll fight a boss every once in a while.
The one that needed to be open world, and I'm glad that it was the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
That is
the
one was best really good part of the whole game.
I love that we've gotten Pirates. No, well, not in everyone, but in Kingdom Hearts 2, which was one of the best ones, and then we get it again in Kingdom Hearts 3, and it's like also one of the best ones. Also, just great graphics in that.
Yeah, they were like, let's flex our nuts on this one.
They were like, we moved to Unreal Engine, and we're gonna fucking show it.
Yeah.
I'm very interested in how you feel once you play Remind.
I mean, that's basically what I'm doing it for, to see if it'll fix anything for me.
I don't think it'll fix the game, but I think you'll be more like, well, okay, I like these story beats and where that will lead to the possibility of the next. I would not recommend fighting Yozora with that dog shit ass stutter problem, because you will lose. Yeah.
But I mean, it's canon to lose, right?
Who knows? We don't know, because fucking Kingdom Hearts 4, he's in a weird other world, not frozen in a thing.
But so we have 4 whole screenshots that tell us Kingdom Hearts 4. Fuckers.
Once Remake is done, I guarantee you we're going to get like more on Kingdom Hearts 4 and Dragon Quest 12. I think they're going to focus all in on that last Final Fantasy one, and then those are going to be the next big games while 17's being worked on.
We'll get a new slime controller.
I hope so.
Probably.
Sure hope
Switch 2 slime controller.
Oh, with mouse support?
Dude, yes.
You just move a big...
You got to squish his eyes to click.
It's just like a weird blobby mouse. You're like, this is not ergonomic.
That'd be so fire.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for watching this episode. This is all.
Before we go, I have been updated on my little surprise for episode 200. Maybe you guys will like it. I don't know, but I think you two will.
So, hell yeah!
Until then, take it sleazy.
Oh, okay. I thought you said you were going to update us on your little surprise.
I've gotten updates. I can't tell them or show them because you're going to edit this.
But can you tell us?
I'm not going to tell you. It's the surprise for 200. It's in progress. That's
okay,
your update.
Bye.